Hello guys, it's Coaster Review here, and I'm going to be talking about Millennium Force at Cedar Point, of course. My opinion on it, I think it's overrated, but many people don't think that, and some people say it's underrated. But overall, this is going to be my review of Millennium Force at Cedar Point. Millennium Force of course, is the world's first Giga coaster, with it opening in 2000 with a height of 310 feet, and does give a really good view. But overall, Millennium Force is the worst Giga coaster I've ridden, with me riding Furious 325, Intimidator 305, and Orion, and of course Millennium Force. Millennium Force line is also really long. Like, it moves at a snail's pace. Like a line that we thought, like, on any other coaster would be maybe like 20 minutes. It was 90 minutes on Millennium Force when they were running two trains, which still, realistically, two trains shouldn't be that bad of capacity. Especially with the train being pretty big, but I guess it is, because, well, I don't know. I guess Intamin just doesn't feel like doing their stuff, but you know. But, practically Millennium Force had a more than 60-minute line the whole entire day, with, you know, me waiting 90 minutes for it. And it wasn't even like a quarter full. So when we got there, and then when we got back there, the line was coming, like, literally every switchback was, you know, like every switchback was used, and it was about to go out of the out of the line, or the queue line, which is pretty ridiculous. It's probably like that would be a long line, and everything else was dead that day, or not dead, but like Maverick had a 40-minute wait just because of bad capacity. Steel Engines had around a 50-minute wait, and all the B&Ms were dead. But Millennium Force literally had a 2-hour line for their day, at least. I don't understand that personally, how Millennium Force has that out of capacity, but you know, Intamin. But anyways, also Q line of course has no theming because it's Cedar Fair in the 2000s, so yeah. Anyways, let's get into the layout of Millennium Force. So with Millennium Force, you go up into a 310-foot tall lift after waiting in like a 2-hour line, and then wait there like 3 minutes for them to actually check your restraints, and then sit around for about 5 more minutes and dispatch the train. Have like a 5-minute dispatch on average. What I did count, it was like on average was like a 5-minute dispatch. So that didn't help the capacity either, I would imagine. And I know they were doing interval because I'm pretty sure the interval still was only like a minute and 30 seconds or something like that. So anyways, you go up the lift show, of course, and the drop is the highlight of the ride. The drop gives you sustained flow ejector airtime. It's really good. The drop's really good. It's it's the only great thing on Millennium Force. It goes downhill from here. After that, you went to an overbank, which is forceless. I guess it was kind of cool. You go through it kind of fast, but it's still forceless. Then you go into a low to the ground turn, which I guess gives you a good sense of speed. Really, nothing else is forceful. It's not really forceful. But anyways, you then go up into a giant airtime level, probably like 200 feet tall. I don't know, somewhere around there. It's giant. And guess what you get? Weak quarter airtime, at best. And it's not sustained because, you know, the weak quarter is there for like 2 seconds. Not 2 seconds, like, you know. It's there for like a millisecond, and then you just are back in your seat. Like, it's not even sustained weak quarter. At least the other hill on the ride at least gives them like sustained floater, I guess. Anyways, you go into like 2 more really just slow overbanks and just kill all your speed, of course. And then you go into another airtime level that's right next to the other airtime, the fourth airtime level that you just went through before those 2 overbanks. But anyways, this one gives them, I guess, like sustained floater. Still, any B&M hybrid has done it better, but you know. After that, you go into a turn into a speed hill, which is good. The speed hill's fine. It's not like a great speed hill, but it's fine. It's nothing phenomenal. But after that, you go into a, guess what? Overbank. And guess what it is? It's forceless. Into the break run, of course. So Millennium Force is still above average coaster. I'm being a little bit mean to it. But it's still mid. Or it's good. But, and how people say, or how most people have it in their top 25. I do have it in my top 25. But most people that have it in their top 25 have went on 2 times more coasters than me. I've almost went on 200 now. While most people that have in their top 25 have gone on like 400 coasters. So, I just think it's a little bit overrated. Millennium Force is still fine, but nothing phenomenal. But it's nowhere near the rest of the Giga coasters I've ridden with. All the other 3 being on my top 10, with I-305 being 5, Fury 325 being 7, and Orion being 10. And then Millennium Force has a big drop off with being number 18. So yeah. And it doesn't look like much of a drop off, but it is pretty big of a drop off, because while like Fury and Orion are near Phantom's Revenge, that great ride, the perfection of a ride that is, while Millennium Force is behind Mako and Diamondback. Mako and Diamondback, of course, are good rides. They're great rides for their type, but they aren't overall phenomenal coasters, because they need more force than just airtime. And then it is right in front of something like Stormer, but Stormer would be better if it actually had a longer way out. I still understand Millennium Force has a very significant coaster in the coaster history, stuff like that. Millennium Force, I respect the ride still, but it does not stand up to most coasters nowadays. It's still fine, but it doesn't stand up against coasters nowadays. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and put down in the comments below what you think, and also remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.